declaration regarding the land of Israel in Leviticus 25:23. The land is the Lord's land, and it is his to assign and dispose of. Now, do you think the creator of the universe wrote that? Do you really think, come on now, ask yourself a solid question. Do you think God was just like, you know what? Hold on a second. Somewhere in the second or third quadrant of this galaxy over here, Milky Way, there's a little blue dot. There's tiny ants on there called people. And you know what? There's a piece of land. Oh, let me fly over there real quick and give these people some promised land. It's just like people praying.
It don't make sense, does it? The fact was, this whole earth was blackety black. There was blackety black everywhere. I know I'm using the terms, but I'm not going to say how they like to say it. And the thing is this, we was all over the world. Yeah, there was nobody else but us here. The land meant the whole entire planet was for us. But see, they come around and switch it up. You see that? And so that you can pray to their Z or Mr. J and all those 666 names of fallen devils that they pray to in all the religions, including Hebrew Israelites. I'm sorry, but y'all calling on names, and the energy source never had a name. The source, the ether, because we are not ether beings, we come from that place, never had a name. So who wrote that? Because that didn't come from us, the switcheroo. Who switched it up? Who tongue-tied it? Who tongue-twisted it to make you fall for their bullcrap? Think about that for a second.
In a football game, people praying to win a war. There's nobody in space floating around.
Man, you've been robbed, man. Robbed of our languages, right? Robbed of our spirituality, robbed of our things. What do we do about it? We're going to, sulk about it, walk around, talking negative, and being in a loop of frustration. Or are we going to unrob ourselves? You know what I'm saying? We can only get robbed if we rob ourselves first. A dragon must be devouring its own self first before they could take out the Drakar. The dragon must eat its own tail. And if you don't know you're eating your own tail, that's even better for them. If you don't know you're devouring yourselves with the way we think or our mentality or, some of the things that we're celebrating, right? But it's always about the coming together of opposites and then bringing something unnatural or something that's natural that robs us, because that's what slays the dragon. In alchemy, it's called conscientia, the cadmus, the coming together, the bringing together of opposites slays the dragon, right? Bloods, crib, red, blue, Republican, Democrat, right? This duality. And we're here to be rich again, rich in spirit, which begins with the code we keep, how we conduct ourselves amongst ourselves, to ourselves, for ourselves, is our value, or not. And you get that value back. You get the value with Hawaii back, right? You get your lambians.
190 million. Imagine if, now out of that, all of them don't have jobs, right? Let's just say 90 million working Americans that are actually on the streets, free to move around. Let's just say out of the 90 million, 40 million say, you know what, we're not going to pay the mortgage payments and the taxes anymore. Matter of fact, we've been collaborating, and we've saved up for a month or two. We don't need any gas or food for a month or two, so we're not even going to go shopping. We're not going to get on public transportation. We're not going to use our cars. We're done. We're going to take 2 months off. You know that thing you did to us with the global pandemic when you shut everything off? Well, we're going to shut everything off now. Except we won't turn it back on until you negotiate a better deal with us. because you work for us. We don't work for you. You are our servants. That's what the government is. You're servants. But you got it where they're telling you everything you can and can't do. And you're afraid of them. What if we turned off the planet collectively and said, you know what? We're done. Talk to us when you send a representative that we approve of, and we'll start the negotiation process on how we might turn things back on when we're ready under the right conditions suitable for us. And watch them start shaking in their pants. Watch these elites start panicking when the cash flow stops moving. You see? We don't think like that. We think like, man, well, if I participate, but Sally doesn't, then I'm gonna be stuck, and I'm not. We know that these techniques work because look at Hollywood. Hollywood been on strike. No writers, no actors, no actors guild, nothing. There's a drought out there. I was just in Hollywood filming my TV series through an independent producer. Everything is shut down. Why? Because they got together and said, you know what? We're not going to allow them to use our image in this AI movie software without paying us. If they're going to use my image in the AI software to do a movie, then we got to get paid royalties on it. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bump them and use AI to take away the acting jobs, but using their faces. But they got together and said, nah, that ain't going to happen. You see? That's just a small scale. Now expand it to the big scale. Why can't we do that? Why haven't we done that? I guarantee you 1 month of no revenue moving through this country and everybody going to request their money out of the banks will shut down everything. And then you say, you want us to turn back on? Well, we got to get the technology. Bring us the technology, man. And then, by the way, while you're doing that, while you're bringing out all this great AI stuff and all this cool tech you got coming out to take away all of our jobs, yeah, we're going to take away our debt too. You're going to erase all the debt, mortgage payments down to zero. I want take it all away. Take it away. I'm a single mom, cashier. Oh, my job's gone? Okay, well, the bills got to be gone too. Take away the bills. You're not taking them away? Oh, we're not gonna continue. We're gonna sit back down and wait. We'll just wait. You see? But that takes courage. That takes unity. That takes collaboration. And that takes planning. Things that they don't believe we're capable of doing with each other. Because since time immemorial, they have literally programmed us to be each other's enemy. And we've fallen for it nonstop. People go, man, this guy's talking about you on YouTube. Okay. Is that supposed to make me jump on YouTube and attack him? Is that what that's supposed to do? Is that supposed to make me run and go, hey, I gotta get on here and I gotta attack these people? My mind is on another dimension. I'm not falling for these tricks, man. Tricks are for kids. Tricks are for kids, man. I'm not falling for these tricks out here. We got to do better, man. We have to convert this unconscious community away from the direction it's going in. It's going in a bad direction right now. It's going in a really, really bad direction. Like, really bad direction. That's why to me, it's the unconscious community. It's the unconscious community right now. That's what it is. I don't even want to be a part of it. It's this unconscious community. That's why I stay in my lane and do what I do. I pop up at my own places, the places where I create, where I manifest. Because I'm the president. You see? Nobody to blame. What I create, I'm a part of. I am the president. Everybody has to take that mindset. Everybody. When you switch to the mindset that I'm operating in, your life is going to change instantly. I guarantee it. I guarantee you instant change. You'll see it manifest within seconds. You'll begin to see things from a totally different way, a totally different light. Forget seeing a cup half full. That whole saying. Some see the cup half empty, some see the cup half full. No, my cup is overflowing, even if it appears to be physically empty, because we know that there's atmospheric gases in this room, which means this cup is always full. And I can almost take a drink out of it. The way I see things, a totally different level. And that sky's the limit. Sky's the limit. You can have your heart. No, sky's the limit means nothing to me. The limit for me is limitless. There's no limit. It's unlimited, uncapped, multi-dimensionality, multi-universe. I'm out of dimensions. I'm out of everything. I'm on another level. There is no limit set, whatever. Not even sky's the limit. Sky's the limit puts a cap. I'm not thinking outside the box. I'm thinking outside the multiverse. Any obstacle that comes in my way, I take it as a lesson to learn and move through it. And
week lay aside as God hath prospered you. That's why I believe God prospers people. Satan gave me this message. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh. Satan gave me this message. It's a lie of the devil. I shouldn't have said that. God gave me this message.
That's really close to you. That's on the other side with the key.
I said, what the fuck is going on here? There's just a lot of weird shit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's what Tupac, I guess he wanted to get up out of the Illuminati.
Relationships. To get in certain doors is relationships. You got to build that. So if you ain't got the key, you find somebody with the key and you build that relationship with them. Like, okay, I got it. It's like, go find a janitor to that door.
You know, I was approached. I was where a person asked me, yo, such and such. And I was just like, nah, like, you know, such and such. Like yo, you know, because at the end of the day, you probably make it to where you make it on your own.
Right.
But a lot of people will offer you something to sustain that.
On the way.
And at that moment, this was. I don't know if it was that person or if this was a whole entity that came with it.
Coincidence or not, it's pretty strange. So stay with me. At the end, I'll show you what makes it strange. But I've seen this woman's video, and I took the screenshot of this. It's already kind of weird that he has his hand on the glass, anyways. You know how dramatic. But look at his hand and the position his fingers are in. That just kind of triggered me of something that I've seen before. And then I want to show you all what I started finding after all this.
AJ.
You gotta go out of your way to do that. Or it's a genetic defect that all of them have because they wear a certain bloodline.
It's everywhere.
Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube. Look, man, I got a special one for y'all here today, man. Make sure y'all pay attention. Don't skip through because you're going to miss something. You're going to be caught in the loop. You know what I'm saying? But look, shout out to my people that got their notifications on. I appreciate y'all. We're going to be doing another live. So guess what? And
to AI. Basically chauffeurs, truck drivers, and many jobs that seem a little bit complex. Chef, waiter, a lot of things will become automated. We'll have automated stores, automated restaurants, and altogether in 15 years, that's going to displace about 40% of jobs in the world.
40% of jobs in the world will be displaced by technology?
I would say displaceable.
They say land of the free, but if you date back 100 years or even 200 years, it's always been about social divide, stat quo, where you went to school, who's your family, where you're from, and what you know. There has always been a divide. The only thing that's new is we the people finding out lies that have been told to us. Now this book this lady's reading from, I would like to have my own copy, just for reference. This is what they manifested against us and cursed us with a long time ago and still doing it. Comment below. repost, share, like, dislike, run that video though.
The best way to gain control of the most intelligent, powerful species on the planet would be to completely divide them from the love within themselves. As soon as they are old enough to begin creating an understanding of who they are, force them into a system that teaches them that it is wrong to be yourself if yourself is different from what is accepted as normal. Confuse them about their own biological makeup so that they think that permanently altering their body is the answer to happiness. Require their daily attendance at an institution that makes them focus only on the information that is provided. Make them attend that institution from age 5 until an adult and repeatedly test them on the information so that it becomes their truth. Give them an explanation to everything so that they never have a chance to make their own assumptions of the world. Scold them and humiliate them if they suggest an opinion that opposes that of their authorities. Keep reminding them of how cruel their ancestors were to each other in the past and broadcast how cruel they are to each other in the present. Only show them tragedies on the news so that they live in fear and think the worst of one another. Convince them that their species used to be that of an incognizant wild animal. Make them think that their very existence is so incredibly random that they lack purpose and struggle to make sense of a creator. Tell them that their kind is as smart as they've ever been so that they don't question the integrity of the system that they're in. Provide them idols with artificial beauty and use them as examples of what it is to look perfect so that they are never content with their own appearance and can't help but to compare themselves amongst each other. Create addictive digital platforms that rank them by numbers so that they base their self-worth off of the amount of followers that they have and are never satisfied. Build a society around them in which those who have money benefit and those who don't fail. Make money their main focus, but make it so difficult to accumulate that they remain in a place of constant struggle, forced to dedicate the majority of their time to the system that made it this way. Tax them in every way possible, but tell them that it's for their own benefit so that they don't think twice about paying it. Take so much of their time and energy throughout the week, but give them 2 days to themselves so that they feel a sense of reward and don't fight back. Promote the consumption of poison in every social setting so that even on those 2 days, they remain disconnected from themselves and each other. Pump their food with excess sugars and addictive chemicals, but make it cheap, advertised, and easily accessible so that they never stop consuming. When their food makes them ill, prescribe them medication that only masks the symptoms so that they become dependent on it every day. Charge them so much money for healthcare so that they stay in a constant loop of consuming, medicating, and working. Cause chaos amongst them and blame it on a group of their own so that they form judgmental stereotypes. Turn them against each other in so many ways so that even if they were to connect on one, they would still be divided by another.
Hey, you know what's crazy about that is like how many of y'all know that to be like our current reality right now? Like it's unbelievable. If you don't get this, then look, man, you're just not there yet, and I don't understand how you're just not there. I don't want to.
How about the fact that they've been using this tactic over and over again, and the fact that they actually are doing this tactic so that you don't rediscover yourself, you don't look from within for all the answers, all the answers to all your questions. Everything is there. There's nothing that isn't there that is good that is outside of you. Everything that is good is that is outside of your body. That you look up in the sky and all the other places and beyond that you go as live your life, although you may not know it yet, is in you. And the thing is that it's because you are. Without you, none of this would exist. So they don't want you to know who you really are, because then you realize that you really got the real power and you control everything with a thought. And with a thought means there's a forward process with an action towards a goal to work towards what you want. And when that happens, there's nothing that can stop you. We are literally heating this planet up, and we are literally on purpose with our minds, with our thoughts, heating this place up to rid of things that shouldn't be here, because we finally got fed up and realized who we are. And that's what they didn't want you to know. That's why they've been doing it. And the reality is, when you look around, this is the stuff you are surrounded with that he was explaining.
Explain like what type of person you are, but you just lacking some brain cells at this point. But what I will say is, like, I got hit by a vehicle like last year, They did a couple x-rays on me, a couple scans, and my medical bill was like over $20,000. I think it was like $30-something thousand. Houseway. Let me know that Houseway. And I walked out of there, y'all. I didn't have any like brain injury or anything like that, you know, nothing major. And it was.
You must train yourself to listen.
Or not.
Bro, they just said that the blue light is used to alter and change the DNA of the individual where they put these nanotechnology inside of it, and they got blue lights all across the United States, bro, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's giving the nanotechnology an opportunity to change the DNA. That's exactly what they just said.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. So by now, I'm sure we all know that FEMA and the FCC plan a nationwide emergency alert test for October the 4th. Let's get into it. The national test will consist of two portions, testing WEA and EAS capabilities. Now, both tests are scheduled to begin at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, October the 4th. The WEA portion of the test will be directed to all consumer cell phones. This will be the third nationwide test, but the second test to all cellular devices. The test message will display in either English or Spanish, depending on the language settings of the wireless handset. But keep in mind, this won't just go to your cell phones. It's also going to be sending a signal to your radios and your televisions as well, possibly to all of your smart devices too. And the interesting thing about this is they're doing this October the 4th, 10-4, which is radio code for police, okay? 10-4. That means copy or I understand. Please.
Jesse Crump 997 to follow. Because he's putting in work and putting y'all on. Entertainment and educational purposes only.
So I wanted to explain something to y'all that I noticed here, and wanted to get y'all's opinion on it and see what you think, coincidence or not.
Aircraft was designed to be an offensive-capable weapon to get into our airspace during the Cold War.
The deployment comes on the heels of Putin's recent military aggressions against Ukraine on land and sea, and counter-moves by U.S. forces. Analysts say Putin is sending an unmistakable signal to the United States tonight.
He's clearly trying to send a message to the United States that he can play in our backyard and that Russia maintains significant military capabilities.
Another concern tonight is the Cold War-style alliance of two strongmen who are both antagonists of the U.S. Putin and Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, who visited Moscow just last week. Experts say U.S. military and intelligence officials are closely watching the Putin-Maduro partnership and how it may work against American interests close to American shores.
They have a close military relationship. Russia does provide Venezuela with significant military support. Usually with these close military relationships, a close intelligence relationship is part of that.
The Russian deployment comes as Venezuela is deep in crisis, triggered by plummeting oil prices, crippling economic mismanagement.
And what immigrants are coming across our border right now? Also, wasn't there like the start of World War III back in JFK's era when the Cuban Missile Crisis happened? What's the difference between that and the Caribbean? Oh, now it's not? We're being played. NATO just attacked Russia. I guess because of that. Do you think this is all fear? Are they trying to disrupt the American people? Piece of...
Message.
Hey, y'all, check this out right quick.
Features of the tadpole's face and body. The relevance of electric frontiers in biology is no small matter. Planaria regenerate their tail end into a second head. Tadpoles bioelectrically modified to grow additional eyes, genetically altered so that a particular frequency of blue light would stimulate ion regulators in their cell walls. This allowed electric gradients in their body to be precisely changed to match the electrical characteristics that cue the body to grow all the tissues required for an eye.
Bro, they just said that the blue light is used to alter and change the DNA of the individual where they put these nanotechnology inside of it, and they got blue lights all across the United States, bro, and that's exactly what it's doing. It's giving the nanotechnology an opportunity to change the DNA. That's exactly what they just said.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Ahmadai Shakur. So by now, I'm sure we all know that FEMA and the FCC plan a nationwide emergency alert test for October the 4th. Let's get into it. The national test will consist of 2 portions, testing WEA and EAS capabilities. Now, both tests are scheduled to begin at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesday, October the 4th. The WEA portion of the test will be directed to all consumer cell phones. This will be the 3rd nationwide test, but the 2nd test to all cellular devices. The test message will display in either English or Spanish, depending on the language settings of the wireless handset. But keep in mind, this won't just go to your cell phones. It's also going to be sending a signal to your radios, it's also going to be sending a signal to your radios and your televisions as well, possibly to all of your smart devices too. And the interesting thing about this is they're doing this October the 4th, 10-4, which is radio code for police, okay? 10-4. That means copy or I understand. Please pay attention.
Facts.
Very loudly. They sound very similar. The sound that comes out is very similar to what you're used to hearing on the emergency alert system at the beginning of alerts that are broadcast on radio and television. The message, the text of the message will display right on the home screen, or on the middle of the screen of the cell phone. At the top of that, there will be a banner that will say Presidential Alert. That's the category of the type of alert that we're allowed to send nationwide. And then the text of the message will say test. This is only a test of the National Wireless Emergency Alert System, and no action is.
Now, the tests are going to last for 30 minutes, but when it's sent to the television and radios, it's only going to last for about a minute or 2. And also, if for any reason the testing is postponed or they don't have it, then it's going to be picked up on the backup date, which is October the 11th. And so I was talking to my friend last night, and I said, wouldn't it be crazy if the same thing happened to us that happened in the Stephen King movie Cell? You know, where people got the tone sent to their phone, the signal, and then all of a sudden everything erupted into apocalyptic chaos. Yeah, but of course that would never happen in real life. That's strictly a movie and it's not real. Has nothing to do with real life. But we were just talking about the kicks and giggles. Please pay attention.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
Are you coming home?
Yeah, soon.
Terrorists, right? It's gotta be terrorists.
Don't use your cell phone. You're gonna survive. People are gonna die.
You okay?
They act for the good of the group, Mr. Holmes. They may be the next stage of human evolution.
And the only reason I thought about that is because I'm actually writing a script about the CDC's zombie preparedness plan, as well as the Pentagon zombie preparedness plan. And so it was just for a joke. I'm sure you've all heard about Con Plan 8888, also known as Counter Zombie Dominance, and it's a U.S. Department of Defense Strategic Command CONOP document that describes a plan for the United States and its military defending against zombies. Yeah, and so that's what my movie's going to be all about. Please pay attention. And CNN wrote such an interesting article about it back in 2014, saying, never fear.
Look, y'all think I just be, look, some people think it's just cap. Like, look, you gotta understand, you're not dealing with a person that's just doing, reaction videos just to be doing them, like they come from experience. A lot of y'all have never even held a secret security clearance, let alone a top secret security clearance, so you're talking to a person that, had to run bases and stuff like that, at a high level. That's real, man. It's crazy. People getting help. I'm proud of y'all. I'm happy.
The Night of the Living Dead, the Pentagon has got you covered. From response to natural disasters to a catastrophic attack on the homeland, the U.S. military has a plan of action ready to go if either incident occurs. It has also devised an elaborate plan should a zombie apocalypse befall the country, according to a Defense Department document obtained by CNN. In an unclassified document titled CONOP 8888, officials from U.S. Strategic Command used the specter of a planet-wide attack from The Walking Dead as a a training template for how to plan for real-life, large-scale operations, emergencies, and catastrophes. Please pay attention. So on October the 4th at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, while all of this is going on, I have my phone at home, and it'll be on airplane mode, and I will be at the park, barefoot, walking to keep myself grounded so that my chakras are not imbalanced. Okay? With that all being said, TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only.
Hey, look, these are doctors and stuff. Come on, y'all.
So last month, I mentioned how there was a breakout of this and how it was caused. And in Bangladesh, it went up to 600. Now it is over 900. And that was all within just a few weeks. So you can pause the screen if you like. But yes, that's 187,000 people who have tested positive out of the country's 170 million people. You can do the math and see the percentage there. And it's not just in Bangladesh that this is happening. It's happening right in here as well as there's other stuff that is going on as well with it. So here is what causes it.
Hey, you want to know what? Look, he didn't want to say it, but look, it's a correlation. Be like, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors when something big is going on. For instance, when all the people were getting that was on that particular list, that little kids, they on a certain island, it was a lot of chaos going on during the time when these people was getting handed down sentences and stuff like that. Just pay attention, though. It's crazy.
And yes, it's been all over the place. Usually you see it down in the islands where there's an outbreak of it, but it has really gone off the charts. Also in Canada, there's West Nile breaking out in an area. Yeah. What's your thoughts on all this? Take care. God bless.
Yeah. And during that event that he showed on there, that Hunter Biden thing, he's going to pardon his son before he passed. Watch.
Randy Quaid thought it was going to keep him alive if he stood up in front of the entire world and called out Hollywood. What he didn't realize is that there are some fates worse than death. And in his case, they first made him look crazy and then made him crazy. When Randy Quaid first started talking about Star Whackers, had he said it differently and called them exactly what they were, people murdering actors in Hollywood, maybe people would have looked at what he was saying in a different light. But because he called them Star Whackers, people looked at him like he was crazy. And while he may have preserved his life, he was worn down and worn down and worn down to the point that it broke him completely. Regardless, what he said at this press conference is nonetheless eye-opening. Check this shit out.
For the past 20 years, my wife Evie and I have been the victims of criminal activities perpetrated by a small network of individuals who are out to destroy us personally, professionally, and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating.
Americans on both Medicare and Medicaid, do not skip this message. Depending on your zip code and eligibility, you may qualify to enroll in certain Medicare Advantage dual eligible special needs plans. That may include a prepaid allowance card that may be loaded with spending allowances. The allowance may be used to help pay for approved items like your healthy groceries, rent, and select approved items. Tap below to check your eligibility now and check what you qualify for.
Feels like a dream, feels like magic. Now I believe I can have it. Ooh, ooh, Temu, ooh, ooh, Temu. All of my wishes came true. Shop like a billionaire. Shop like a billionaire. Ooh, ooh, Temu, ooh, ooh, Temu.
Download the Temu app and shop like a billionaire.
Personally and financially. This network of individuals is manipulating the banking system and the criminal justice system for the purposes of sabotaging our credit and our credibility. We are not criminals, nor are we fugitives from justice, nor are we crazy. We are simply artists and filmmakers who are being racketeered on. We believe there are to be a malignant tumor of star whackers in Hollywood. How many people do you know personally who have died suddenly and mysteriously in the past 5 years? I have personally known 8 actors, all of whom I have worked with and was close to. Heath Ledger, Chris Penn, David Carradine among them. I believe these actors were whacked, and I believe that many others, such as Britney Spears, Lindsay Lohan, and Mel Gibson, are being played to get out their money. In the meantime, many of celebrities' image and marketability is being co-opted and destroyed. Google helps out by keeping the negative stories near the top of a celebrity's webpage because it's the negativity that brings in the advertising revenue. I've earned approximately $40 million throughout my career. I have profit participation in some of my films. I am being embezzled from by this monstrous ring of accountants, estate planners, and lawyers who are mercilessly slandering me and trying to kill my career, and I believe murder me in order to gain control of my royalties.
Message.
What's the craziest thing you've concocted? Your imagination or your schizophrenia?
Man. The craziest thing that's concocted?
I mean, you've already mentioned a few that are...
Probably that I'm a god. Yeah, that's probably the craziest one. But apparently, God and the devil are the same incarnation, just at different lifetimes, depending on how much the people... The people are actually the psychics. This is the main collective psychic group. They control who is who, what numbers you get issued, what names you'll get issued, stuff like that. And they're like, you're God, dude. You're obviously God. Every time I go to the beach, when I look at nature, if I'm walking on the street, if I look at nature, the message is very clear. Throw them in the ocean. Just throw them in the ocean. And then when I go to the ocean, they're like, you're God. You have to do these things. And you'll have magic, and you'll get food, and you'll have everything you want. But you're going to have to be homeless because you're also the devil. I'm not really worried about them killing me.
So when you're sharing these stories about the Illuminati and all these other crazy things,
yeah,
do you understand that they're kind of crazy, or do you believe them?
I don't know. I like to think that it's just crazy shit. That it's just schizophrenia. There's nothing I can really do about it. But then sometimes something will happen. Like somebody will just pop up and say one word at just the right time. That means that it's all real. And then what I'm hearing, I'll be standing next to somebody and I'll hear a voice on the wind of this woman I talked to from another dimension. It's like my soulmate, but we live on different worlds. So we have to keep dying and trying to come back on the same world just so we can be together. And I will hear her on the wind, especially when I'm like eating or smoking weed, because in this universe, she's weed basically. And when I eat it, I'm eating her. When I smoke it, I'm burning her, so it's always bad. But the high is like my favorite high. I prefer weed over crystal any day.
Fuck.
Hey, y'all, go look at this. See, Bob, I can't send $100. If you can just worship God through $5 or $10, every Apostle Paul said the first of each week lay aside as God hath prospered you. That's why I believe God prospers people. Satan gave me this message. Here I come. Oh, here I come. Oh. Satan gave me this message. It's a lie of the devil. I shouldn't have said that. God gave me this message.
Ask yourself, viewer, just sit down and let me some common sense. All this chaos in the world, do you really think the only message that God will give some preacher is how for everyone to get rich?
My Lord.
Think. Read your Bible.
That's right.
Whenever God sent any messengers any place, it was to warn that people to get themselves right.
That's right.
Before the judgment of God will come.
That's right.
So how is it that every preacher on television got a one message?
Amen.
Prosperity. Viewer, true prosperity is not money. It's not houses.
Nah, it's just everybody gotta get themselves together. You feel me? Like it's a lot of this, man. A lot of misleading things that is ruining people's lives. Just like they want you to sit here, and this is how they teach you. I'm just being real with y'all. They want you to give your money to these churches, bro. The whole time where these churches are set up in really areas for people that like need it mentally. Like you need something to make you feel better about your current situation, and you need some hope that you just hoping that life would get better instead of actually showing people life skills and actions. Because one thing about our creator is, and you are a creator as well. Just think about this. You create for you. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to get you out that situation. I don't know anybody in those situations that was just praying and all.
Now, when he says create, he's talking about the ether, and you are non-ether light being, and we all come from that place, and we are all one. So he may have not explained it, but I just did it for him.
Good things just came to them. Those same people were sitting in them same churches and miserable as hell. And then on top of that, it's a lot of even worse things going on in those places than a lot of other places. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. It's corruption everywhere. And I'm not pointing a finger at nobody. You just need to start understanding, believing in yourself, and putting your actions out here and just not relying on, some type of God or something like that. Because one thing is, if your creator created you, he created you with all the abilities to do all the things that's already necessary for you to do in this life. So therefore, you have to empower yourself to.
So in other words, if you already decided what your mission was going to be before you came down here, you already decided what you're going to work on, what they like to say, debts. That's something that you decided you was going to work on. So don't look at it that way. Also, what I just do? Oh, okay. Also, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you make your body before you even come down here and not give it everything that it needed? Why would you pray to somebody else when you're the one that made your body before you came down here?
Implement that into reality, but it is what it is. So let's get it.
For all you Swifties out there, don't come for me. I'm just joshing. That's not Taylor Swift. That's the former high priestess of the Church of Satan, who looks a lot like Taylor Swift. That's pretty ironic, right? Because it's not like this is a coven of witches, right?
How many times we gonna get to see this type of stuff?
Choosy lyrics. That doesn't look. That doesn't look like a summoning ritual. Just speculation, right? And then someone posted this online.
Summon the demons!
Someone else was thinking the same thing.
The worst part is, she commented twice, and she says, "Is this the new 1, 2, 3, let's go B?" So she's saying, is summon the demons the new crowd chant that they say when she does this witchcraft ritual?
Now to any supporters, I know I already posted this, but for some reason it's not showing on my account, even though it didn't get taken down.
I ain't gonna hold you. You see the fingers again? Y'all see the finger? That I don't even want to do it because I ain't affiliated with none of that. But that's all right. Look, hey, what's the purpose of that though? Why would you do that if it's nothing?
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. This right here is a problem.
That's exactly how it is.
Don't even fucking tell me, dude. Oh my god.
Why are they feeding you lab meat?
I'm sure we all heard about what happened in Vegas, but this is about to happen to the whole world. Be prepared. These fake alien invasions is the last thing the government has over us. The world is about to come to an end. There is a clock that is rotating. That clock just stopped. All these events are just distractions because we are going to a greater shift. And what I mean a greater shift is we are really in Revelations. Everyone is about to see what has been hidden for thousands of years. I don't care if you close your eyes, you will see the truth. Even if you don't want to see the truth, you will see it. Everything in the Matrix is dealing with software upgrades. Everything has to have an upgrade. It was a time when religion people wanted Jesus to come back, and now woke people are waiting for these things to come back to save them. It's the same thing. We don't need no saviors. We save ourselves. The reason why they are doing all these distractions is because the earth is about to stop producing fruits and vegetables. This is really taking place right in front of our face. These governments know what's about to take place. They know, and deep down inside, we know. There's about to be no more fruits and vegetables and food for us to eat. These people like this know that the earth is about to stop producing fruits and vegetables. This is why he is buying all of the farmland. Why do a scientist need farmland? They understand that they cannot evolve. We are supposed to turn our bodies into all light, but they can't evolve. So technology or transhumanism is the next step. Artificial intelligence. These fruits are not real. The meat in these laboratories are not real. They are for robots. They're trying to turn us into robots. Everyone you see, we are sharing the same heartbeat. But what the Matrix did was they replaced the heart with the artificial mind. Now everyone is thinking the same and talking the same.
People.
I ain't even gonna hold you, man. Like, look, what y'all gonna do with the food shortage? All right, is everybody out here preparing? Are you starting to grow your own stuff? Get these seeds while you can. Get these seeds while you can. Learn how to build devices to clean your water too, and to provide electricity. I showed that in my last video. Y'all go ahead and check that out if y'all haven't already. But one thing I will say is, though, look, check this out. All right, these people got these billions and trillions of dollars, and they buying up all of this land. Let's be real. I'm not starving, bro. We got numbers. We can just take that shit. You know, like I'm be real with you. If it comes to that, I'm not eating people. I'm not doing none of that willingly because you know the sausages and the hamburgers out there. You know, if you ate meat before, you probably ate some human. But yeah, we got to detox, y'all. But be for real. That's why you know what I'm saying you don't feel like yourself. You eating somebody's. I don't even want to get deep into that. Let me stop. But. Yeah, man, I'm not going out like that. Simply, that's just what I'm going to say, though. I become a breatharian. For sure.
This comment right here. Everything now has bioengineered on the labels. Let's get into this. And I have to agree, a lot of the foods that Americans consume are indeed bioengineered. And here's a crazy one, guys. I bet you didn't know that the FDA just passed lab-made grown chicken. A few restaurants in California are rolling out this fake chicken, so if you plan on going to eat out, make sure you're eating the real thing. And if you're having a hard time understanding what I'm explaining, let's cut into some clips.
Some breaking news, U.S. regulators have approved the sale of chicken made from animal cells. This move paves the way for 2 California companies to sell lab-grown meat. The U.S. Agriculture Department gave the okay today. The cultivated meat will be grown in steel tanks using cells from a living animal, fertilized egg, or a special band of stored cells. That meat will only be sold at upscale restaurants.
Wait. So you mean to tell me that they're making these chickens in a laboratory? That's correct. So in other words, if your food is man-made and comes from a laboratory, it's bioengineered. It's not the real deal. I mean, honestly though, guys, what do you think about this? Let me know your thoughts and concerns in the comment section of this video. Let's continue.
George, Americans ate 75 billion pounds of red meat and chicken last year, but what if some of that meat was not raised on farms, but instead of high-tech facilities. Scientists say that could be good for the environment and your health, and soon it could be on menus and store shelves. This morning, the USDA has approved cell-cultivated meat to be sold to the public for the first time. So that's where it all starts, just a few cells. 2 cultivated meat producers now getting the green light to begin commercially selling their chicken, not raised on a farm, but in a facility. The meat is grown using real animal cells and large bioreactors fed with nutrients. I recently got a tour of California-based Upside.
So I gotta cut this video short due to the fact I gotta go to work. So with that said, y'all, it's time for us to take our planet back. It's time for us to vibrate higher and really keep on and get to knowing yourself and realizing that we are, and that there's nobody come to save us, because we are top. We're the top. We are the top dog, if you want to say that. We're not a dog though. So we are the ones that have to get ourselves out of this predicament that they tried to put us in. And what's going on is now that we're not gonna go for it, and that's what they're gonna choose. That they choose that. Let that be them. We don't need to do that. We can use the sun, if must be, to live. And I mean it, like you can eat off the sun, live off the sun. The energy waves that are sent to your body is enough for you to live off of. You don't even need water. You don't need food. They need food. They need water. Because you are, and they not. Peace and love.